Well, hello there. Jazzy Jeff here. So, I figured I would just record one last quick intro for all my fans out there. Thank you for watching parts 1 and parts 2 of Jazzy Jeff's answers to questions for fans. And I just also wanted to say, I do apologize if the second video seemed a little choppy, seemed a little weird, seemed a little edited in an odd way. I did struggle with editing / putting together that video because a lot of the footage, not a lot, but some of the footage was lost. So I kind of had to just work with what I had. So, that being said, this is the final video, of course. This is part 3. So for those who are still interested and who have made it this far, I thank you. It's a great work. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all of the questions and all of the feedback and comments and likes and shares that I've gotten. You guys have made this a ton of fun for me. So in the future, I may do more question videos. It just depends. But expect tons more pickup videos. I know you guys love pickup videos, and I have a lot more pickup videos, prepared and on the way. I have stuff to show you, essentially. So, thank you. I think I bored you guys enough with this intro. So, check out the video coming now. Hello, and welcome to the third and final installment in this crazy, drawn-out, dragged-out question series. So, I just want to thank everybody once again for watching all of these. All right, first up, I'm going to start with my podcast partner, Retro or Die. He asks, how many comic books do you own, and what is your favorite franchise? Well, as per usual, that is a really tough question to answer because I actually own quite a few comics. I mean, I own a lot. I would say easily 250 comics, possibly maybe 300. I know I own a lot of Spider-Man. I've always been a big Spider-Man fan, and I guess I could say Spider-Man is my favorite series / franchise. I've loved a lot of the 90s, kind of bizarre comics, the Dark Horse ones, Image ones, the Aliens comics, of course, the Predator comics, movies that were turned into comics, Total Recall, Demonic Toys, TV shows that were turned into comic books, Married with Children, Alf, just lots of bizarre, weird stuff like that. I wish I could answer these questions a little bit more thoroughly, but the best way I can answer this is, stay tuned. Because I definitely plan on doing comic book reviews / comic book videos at some point. I just have so much planned right now between just for the next, several weeks / months. I don't know when I'm going to squeeze comic books in there. And then obviously Halloween's coming up, so I have to start preparing for that. So, it's work. But, I enjoy it, and you guys enjoy it. The final question from Retro. Thank you so much for all your questions, by the way. I know I gave you a lot of shit, and, all is fair in love and war. But in all seriousness, please check out the 16-bit video dudes if you guys haven't already. Hopefully, we'll get another episode out soon. It takes a lot of editing and a lot of work on Retro's part, and I'm very thankful in what he does for the show and for the podcast. But look forward to possibly more live streams from us, just because it's a little bit more easier for us to do rather than try to edit an entire show. So, that's the best I can say for now. Here we go again with the yawns. Question from Forrest is basically the same as the last one. How many trading cards do I own? And what is your favorite franchise? Oh, that's like even harder question. I mean, I probably own like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of trading cards. What's my favorite franchise? I don't even know, dude. I love the superhero ones. I love the Jason Goes to Hell trading cards. My Elvira trading cards mean a lot to me. My Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie mean a lot to me. My Simpsons trading cards mean a fuck ton to me. And then that gets me thinking about fucking Pogs. So yeah, dude, I don't know. It's a tough question, but it's a great question, and I appreciate it. So thank you, Forrest, / Retro or Die, and all of your other great names. Thank you for sending those in. Okay, up next is the next retro guy in the bunch. His name is Retro Cynical. I briefly spoke about him in a previous video. You can find information about him if you take a look at the description in this video below. I will have the links to his YouTube page, as well as everybody. He asks, if the prize money was $18 million in cash, would you let a little person fist you in the butt wearing gardener's gloves while I play a tuba? I'll tell you this right now. The fact that you're playing a tuba, Retro, that's fucking amazing. And the fact that you're willing to be a part of that and be in the same room as that is just, I love it. I'm totally about that. So yes, I would absolutely allow a little person to fist me in the asshole wearing gardener's gloves. That would suck. I mean, it would be painful because gardener's gloves are like pretty big. If you're talking about the Home Depot / Lowe's gardener's gloves, man, those things are fucking brutal. But I feel like your tuba playing would be soothing. So think about it. That's something I'd be open to. Okay. Alright, let's see what I got here. Just jumping around. Jumping around. Alright, so I have finally made it to the end of the list. So I have answered everybody's questions. So once again, just a quick rundown. Colin Richards, of his Monsters and Markers fame. Thank you for your questions. Austin Wilcutt, obviously the #1 Jazzy fan. Thank you for all of your questions. Up next we have Jessica / Black Death. Thank you for all of your questions, and also I apologize that your intro got cut off when I originally filmed this, and obviously your information will be in the description of this video, and it'll... Big shout out and thanks to my podcast partner, the 16 Video Bit Dudes, Forrest. Obviously, I know he enjoyed it, and people that know him and that are friends with him. He has actually had a very interesting YouTube career / past, and he's changed his name a couple times, but he also has other YouTube channels. So for a lot of you that were curious or wondering why I was rifling off like 30 different names, it's because he's changed it a few times, but he's also had several different channels at one point. So he's been very successful, and he's done a fantastic job in doing YouTube-related things. So, seriously, hands down to you, dude. I know I rag on you a lot, and I give you a lot of bullshit. But I appreciate everything that you do, and if it wasn't for you, I probably would not be where I'm at now with my viewers and stuff. So I really do thank you, dude. Hopefully you make it to this video. Because I was so nasty in the last 2 videos. But all jokes aside, dude, you rock, and I appreciate I appreciate you putting up with me. Okay, moving along. Of course, the one and only, great, Retro Cynical. Thank you for sending in questions. Obviously, you are a very busy YouTuber as well. You have a lot going on. So I really do appreciate you taking the time to send me some questions. My channel is very silly and my videos are very silly. So that does mean a lot. Thank you, dude. Of course, Brenda / the Art Wench. You're the best. Thank you for your questions. And finally, the Cinema Clown and Friend Show / An Assassin. Thank you for your questions. Cinema Clown, first and foremost, I thank you for being very patient. Because you didn't send in a lot of questions, but I spread them out quite a bit. So thank you for your patience, dude. Once again, the Cinema Clown. If you don't know this character, boy, is this guy a character. I will make sure that his links are in my description below. He is extremely hilarious, extremely funny, has a great taste in movies, great taste in music, just great taste overall. He tastes pretty good. Awesome dude. Check him out. Cinema Clown, I can't even speak, and Friend Show. Check that motherfucker out. He asks, in a post-apocalypse situation, would you be willing to cannibalize to survive? Oh, so this was actually a part of the other question when he said, would you be willing to cannibalize just for the hell of it? I love how I split up these questions even though they were meant to be back-to-back. So once again, we're talking about cannibalization again. What is with you, Cinema Clown, and cannibalization? It's crazy. I mean, it's a great question because it's a topic that not a lot of people want to talk about, but it is something that happens. I mean, there was that pirate ship. I forget what the name of it was, but there was like a bunch of people that got stranded out at sea, and they literally had to cannibalize each other to survive. And they ran out of food and supplies, and they literally started eating each other like tortilla chips. Like, they're just like, well, Harry, you were a good soldier. It's crazy. Like, would I be able to cannibalize? I mean, I guess I like food. Yeah, sometimes, you know, when food gets near me, you know. So, I don't know, man. That's an interesting question, you know. I don't know if I can answer it, but thank you. This is from Austin Wilcutt. He writes, should Batman and the Joker quit fighting and just have some gay butt sex? We know the tension is there, LOL. Absolutely, Austin. The tension is totally there. Batman obviously can't kill anybody, or at least that's how Bob Kane originally envisioned him to be. So I think the best way for him to take all of his pent-up rage and anger at the Joker over all these years and decades is to finally just fuck him in the asshole. So, great fucking question. Do you think 4K Blu-ray format will catch on or just disappear? Is there a strong market for it? This is obviously in relation to the other question you asked about DVDs. Unfortunately, the formats are dead. I mean, physical media in general is dead. Unfortunately, like I said, DVDs just barely caught on, and there was a lot of people that were kind of didn't quite want to jump onto DVDs, and then there was even fewer people that jumped on the Blu-ray / HD DVD, and now they have the 4K ultraviolet. I mean, it's just adding injury to insult. The formats are done with. People don't give a flying fuck about these physical media formats anymore. Digital is now the way to go. It doesn't take up space. You can literally get a hard drive that's like this big and put your entire life on it, pictures, you know, videos, all kinds of cool things on it, documents, and carry it around with you, and you don't have to move boxes of pictures. You don't have to move, you know, barrels and barrels of movies and CDs and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, my feeling is it's done. If Godzilla and King Kong got into a cum ejaculation battle, who would win? You and your cum questions, dude. They're just hilarious. I would obviously say Godzilla because he's larger than Kong. Godzilla is the size of a building. King Kong has to climb up a building. In some circumstances, Godzilla is bigger than some buildings. So, by far, easily, I'd say Godzilla would. He probably has the bigger dick. This question I'm just going to kind of skip over because I don't really have an opinion on it. I might maybe try and bring it back up at some point. But do I think Walmart is trying to take over the retail business forever? I don't really think so because they pay their workers shit. They don't really take care of their employees. And their selection is pretty substandard. It's pretty shitty. If they were trying to take over the retail business, I feel like they would have better locations, better prices, because even though they slash prices all the time, prices could still be fucking cheaper for the crap that they're selling. And they just don't take care of their employees. So I don't see how a company's going to move forward. But that's kind of a big question, so I'm just going to move on. There's another Hellraiser question here. I will bring that up in one of my next Hellraiser videos. You talk about sequel and crossovers. I'll try and touch base on that at some point. I'm just going to kind of skip over that for now. Same thing with deleted scenes. That's a really long question, so unfortunately I'm going to have to skip that one. But I thank you for all of the questions that you sent in, Austin Wilcott. That was awesome. Okay, and finally, the final question from my fans. And once again, Cinema Clown, you are the one to have gotten it. Vampires or werewolves? And I mean real ones like Nosferatu and The Howling. This is an excellent question, and it is an excellent question to end on. To be completely honest with you, they both scare the shit out of me. I mean, vampires are pretty rough. They're tough to kill. I mean, yeah, the movies make them seem easy to kill, but I feel like in real life it would be pretty tough. Werewolves are even harder. And they move fast, and they can be pretty tough. I guess it just depends. I mean, honestly, I still think vampires would be easier to deal with over werewolves, because werewolves have more of an animalistic kind of outlook on life / view. So it's kind of like you're dealing with a rabid dog, I think it's called. Whereas a vampire is still semi-human, so you're like dealing with a human who's like obsessed with like sucking your blood or whatever. So I think I would have a better chance of surviving versus a vampire. However, you do turn into a werewolf if you get bit by a werewolf, but it's different because if you get turned into a vampire, you like sort of have cool powers. But if you get turned into a werewolf, you're kind of like human, but then you like randomly have powers at night, so it sucks. I don't know, dude. It's a weird fucking thing, but I mean, if you're asking which one would I want to be, I think it would be cool to be a werewolf. But if you're asking which one I would want to like fight, I would probably want to fight a vampire. So that's the end. And how fitting! I'm just the biggest fan of horror. I'm the biggest fan of monsters. I'm the biggest fan of horror. So thank you for those questions, Cinema Clown, and thank you to everybody else that sent in questions, and thank you to everybody else that watched these stupid fucking videos. I know I can drag this shit out quite a bit, so I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my silly videos. I am Jazzy Jeff. This has been the answers for questions from fans. And as always, I'm going to do that cool trick where I disappear. So let me finish up my wine. Oop. Got a little bit more left there. But I know you guys really enjoy this trick. So here we go. Gonna disappear. All right. Don't you guys love when I do this? All right. Fuck me. Why is this fucking light on?